Did your group win the Friday Mega Pig jackpot? Yes, my group won. Gabrielle, Wren, Lane, Cutesy, and myself, we all won. So how did you react to finding out that you won $120 million? Oh, I was so excited when I found out we won. I started talking with Gabrielle about what I would do with the money. And she looked at me as if she had no idea what I was talking about. I was confused when she told me I needed to go talk to Lane. Did you talk to the defendant? Of course, but I was shocked when he told me that I didn't contribute and I wouldn't get my $40 million. So how did you react to finding out that the defendant cut you out of the pool? I'm not proud of how I reacted, but I was so angry I know I contributed my money. I started yelling and screaming, kicking over trash cans. Sonny Rawlings, the office manager, had to come and take me out and cool me down. Did you return to workspace once you cooled down? Yes. I returned directly back to my desk, but I remembered I already knew I didn't have my pink sticky note back from Lane, but I remembered the trash can hadn't been emptied since last Tuesday. So I figured maybe it was a 50-50 chance that I might find my pink sticky note in Lane's trash to prove that I contributed. So I went over to her cubicle, started poking through her trash, and there I found it, my pink sticky note. Your Honor, let the record reflect that I'm showing opposing counsel what has previously been marked as Exhibit 6. Your Honor, may I approach Ms. Hutchinson? Ms. Hutchinson, I'm approaching you with Exhibit 6. Could you please identify this for the jury? Yes, this is my pink post-it note that I put on Lane's desk on Wednesday, June 27th. And is this a fair and accurate representation of your pink post-it note? Yes, it is. Your Honor, the plaintiff tenders Exhibit 6 into evidence, and pursuant to Stipulation 11, the handwriting on this document is Ms. Hutchinson.
Any objection to the admission of this document?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Exhibit 6 is admitted without objection.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Hutchinson, is this your pink post-it note that you found in the defendant's trash can on Monday, July 2nd? Yes, that is my signature pink post-it note. It says my name, Hutchinson, in Friday's game, June 29th. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
All right, your cross.
Yes, Your Honor. Good evening, Ms. Hutchinson. My name is Emily Ann Landclose. I'll be asking you a few questions today.
Good evening.
Now, you consider yourself a rules follower, right?
Yes, I am.
You like to follow procedure?
Yes, that's correct.
Do things the right way?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's talk about the procedure for contributing to the workspace lottery pool. Anyone wanting to contribute had to give their money to Lane Schutze by lunchtime on the day of the drawing, correct?
Yes, I did.
And Miss Schutze would list the contributors for each week in her notebook, wouldn't she?
Yes, that's what she's supposed to do.
But if Miss Schutze wasn't available, the practice, according to you, was to leave your money on her desk with a post-it note with the date of entry, wasn't it?
Yes, in your name.
And then you would get your post-it note back?
Yes, that's correct.
With a red check mark on it?
Yes, Lane's check mark.
Well, let's talk about the lottery drawing on June 29th. According to you, you followed the procedure we just talked about and left your money on Lane Schutze's desk on Wednesday, June 27th, right?
Of course I did. I used one of my signature pink sticky notes.
But you didn't get your post-it note back that day, did you?
No, I did not.
But the return of the post-it note was how you knew Lane Schutze had received your money, wasn't it?
Well, no. Once you put the money on the desk, then you're already in the pool.
Miss Hutchinson, are you telling this jury that the receipt of the post-it note was not how you knew Lane Schutze had received your money?
Well, no. Yes, you do get the sticky note back, but once you put the money on the desk, you're in the game.
But the answer to my question is yes. When you got that note back, it was how you knew Lane Schutze had received your money, wasn't it?
Yes, but once you put the money on the desk, you're in the game.
And you didn't receive a note back on Thursday either, did you?
No, I did not.
And let's talk about Friday, the day of the drawing. You actually saw Lane Schutze at Workspace that morning, didn't you?
Yes, when she was taunting me, so I went up to go confront her.
But Miss Hutchinson, you never specifically asked Lane Schutze if she had received your money, did you?
No, but she invited me to come down and pick the numbers. That told me that she got my money for Friday's game.
Miss Hutchinson, for the Tuesday Big Bucks drawing, right before that Friday, you asked Gabby Wren to loan you $10 for your contribution, didn't you?
Yes, but I've done that before. It was nothing new.
And you never paid Gabby Wren back the $10 you borrowed from her, did you?
No, I have not.
Well, let's talk more about the note that you claim to have found after Miss Schutze and Miss Wren won the lottery. You claim you found your note in a trash can outside Lane Schutze's cubicle, didn't you?
once we won the lottery.
But you cannot actually be sure that Lane Shootsy ever saw your money or your note, can you?
No, I can't, but I found it in his trash can near his desk.
And then you testified on direct that June 29th was not the first time the Workspace group had won the lottery. Is that correct?
No, it was not. One time we hit a $500 jackpot.
That's right. And in that previous instance, another Workspace tenant claimed he contributed by leaving money on Lane Shootsy's desk, didn't he?
Yes, that's what he claimed, but he had no proof of contributing.
And in that particular instance, you didn't believe that he should be cut into the pool, did you?
No, because he had no proof of contributing.
That's right, and because you understood that no name in the notebook plus no post-it note with a check mark equaled no money, didn't you?
Yes, that's correct, but I had my post-it note, and Lane didn't put my name in the notebook.
And after all, Miss Hutchinson, rules are rules, aren't they?
Yes, they are, and I have proof that I contributed, but Louis Medlock did not.
But you never got a post-it note back, did you?
No, that's because Lane put my sticky note in his trash can.
And your name wasn't in the notebook, was it?
No, not for Friday's game, but for Tuesday's game and even the 2 pools the previous week.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Can you redirect now?
No redirect.
All right, witness can be excused or step down. All right, the plaintiff can call her next witness.
Your Honor, the plaintiff calls Carrie Chatham to the stand. Good evening, Ms. Chatham. Please introduce yourself to the jury.
Sure. Name's Carrie Chatham, born and raised here in Miltonville, Georgia.
Ms. Chatham, can you also explain your educational background for the jury?
Of course. I got my bachelor's degree in accounting at UGA. I also entered grad school there. Look, I bleed red and black.
Now, Ms. Chatham, were you employed while in college?
Yeah, I worked at Doggone Goods convenience store. It was a pretty good job. I mean, one day, Mike Mills and Bill Barry. You know who they are, right? REM? Well, they walked in there one day, and I thought, man, this has to be the luckiest day of my life. But I was wrong about that.
What's the luckiest day of your life?
Well, it ended up being when I put money down on the lottery, and I won $750,000. So I quit grad school, even though I'll never be a double dog. I'll always be a dog in my heart.
And are you currently employed?
Yeah, I am. Once I returned back to Miltonville, I decided to apply for a job at Lucky's. It's a convenience store, and it's easy money. I don't have any stress. I don't have to carry a briefcase. And the best part of all, I'm home by 6 o'clock to watch Feinbaum on the SEC network with my little Ugga. It's absolutely great.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that I'm showing opposing counsel was previously been marked as exhibits 2 and 3. Your Honor, may I approach Ms. Chatham?
Okay.
Ms. Chatham, I'm approaching you with what has previously been marked as exhibits 2 and 3. Can you identify exhibit 2 for the jury?
Sure. It's at Carly Corners. It's where Lucky's and Workspace are located.
Can you identify exhibit 3 for the jury?
Yeah, this is Lucky's. I work there. They both look exactly like they did when this whole lottery mess went down.
Your Honor, the plaintiff tenders exhibits 2 and 3 into evidence, and pursuant to stipulation 9, they are both fair and accurate.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibits 2 and 3 are admitted without objection.
Yes, Your Honor, and may Ms. Chatham step down for demonstrative purposes with these 2 exhibits?
Any objection?
May I have a position?
Sure. There is no objection, and she may step down.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Chatham, you could join me. Now, using exhibit 2, can you show the jury where Lucky's is located?
Of course. Lucky's is on the ground floor of Crowley Corners. It's right next to the food court and right in front of Workspace. You can't miss it.
Based on Lucky's location, did you often see Workspace employees?
All the time. I mean, they would always go into Lucky's. I practically know everybody who works there.
Now, using exhibit 3, can you tell the jury a little bit about Lucky's inventory?
Of course. Lucky's is a true convenience store. We have our coffee station here with our specialty, our UJ-licious blend. We have our specialty sandwiches and pastries here. And over here in our general merch area, we have our curvy, smart, official visors, which we all wanted to throw down after that loss to Texas. But we have our video poker machines here too.
Now, where were you located during your shift?
I'm normally always here at the cash registers, monitoring everything.
Ms. Chatham, where would you often see your customers?
I would always see them near the video poker machines. I saw them there all the time.
Thank you. You may resume the stand. Now, based on your familiarity with the workspace employees, did you know about the office lottery pool?
Yeah, I did. I knew that Lane was in charge of it. Jackie also told me that about 4 or 5 people pitched in $10 each. That bought 2 tickets. If they won, they split it evenly. But let's say someone doesn't have enough cash on them one day. All they need to do is let someone in the pool know, and they're automatically counted in.
And to your knowledge, which workspace employees participated in the office lottery pool?
Well, I know that Jackie and Lane were part of it.
Speaking of that, how often would you see her in Lucky's?
Well, Lane was always at Lucky's. She would always go to the video poker machines. She would constantly spend money there. I was surprised she even had a job.
Did Lucky's have any issues with those video poker machines that you mentioned?
Yeah, it did. Some cash payouts were being made and well.
Objection, Your Honor. This information is irrelevant under Rule 401 and inadmissible under Rule 402. Furthermore, I expect it will become improper character evidence under Rule 404.
All right, your response, ma'am.
Your Honor, in response to the relevance objection pursuant to Rule 402, this is relevant as it lays the grounds for the defendant's motive in cutting Jackie Hutchinson out of today's case pursuant to Rule 404b2. And for that reason, we are not using this to show improper character evidence as well.
All right, defendant's response to the stated rationale.
Your Honor, bringing in any possible motive the defendant may have under Ms. Chatham is speculation under Rule 602. Furthermore, this information is under Rule 403 is more prejudicial than probative, as these allegations were found non-substantial as Ms. Shipsey was investigated and cleared, and these statements.
Okay. All right, counselor. A speaking objection where you're introducing testimony is improper. So I'm going to overrule your objection in any event because motive is a proper avenue for the plaintiff to explore as to the dispute. So objection is overruled.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Chatham, can you once again tell the jury if Lucky's had any issues with the video poker machines?
Sure. Like I was saying, some cash payouts were being made, and well, Lane got some of them. It was even reported to the Lotto Authority.
Ms. Chatham, how are you familiar with Jackie Hutchinson?
Well, Jackie's quite new to town. You see, she's not like me. I can talk to almost anybody. She's an introvert, so it took her some time to warm up to me.
Do you ever hear the defendant say anything about Jackie?
Lane would constantly badmouth Jackie. She probably got that for being a Florida grad. Wouldn't be surprised if she owned a pair of jorts.
Ms. Chatham, directing your attention to Friday, June 29th. Did you see the defendant that day?
Yeah, I did. He came into the store to buy the lottery ticket for the Friday pool, but she only had $20, and well, normally she'd always have more than that.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that I am showing the opposing counsel was previously been marked as Exhibit 4. May I approach Ms. Chatham? Ms. Chatham, I'm approaching you with what has previously been marked as Exhibit 4. Can you identify Exhibit 4 for the jury?
Sure, it's the winning lottery ticket I sold to Lane on June 29th.
And is this a fair and accurate copy of the winning lottery ticket that you sold to the defendant?
Yeah, sure looks like it.
Your Honor, the plaintiff tenders Exhibit 4 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit 4 is admitted without objection.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Chatham, can you tell the jury what Exhibit 4 is exactly?
Of course, it's the winning lottery ticket I sold to Lane on June 29th, 2018 at 3:19 p.m.
And what are the winning numbers on that ticket, Ms. Chatham?
They're 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42.
Ms. Chatham, did you ever see the defendant collect her winnings for that ticket?
I did. It was that following Thursday, July 5th, but it was strange. I mean, there was only Lane, nobody else.
Now, directing your attention to Monday, July 2nd, did you see Jackie that day?
I did. I saw Sunny, who runs Workspace, practically drag Jackie out into the food court. Well, Jackie, she looked a mixture of things. She looked shocked, confused, upset, almost angry. I imagine that's how Tua looked when he didn't get the Heisman this year.
Did Jackie later come into Lucky's?
She didn't. She looked even more upset than before. So I told her what Lane said on Friday when she came in to buy the winning ticket.
Ms. Chatham, what did you hear the defendant say at the time that she was buying that winning $120 million lottery ticket.
Lane said Jackie Snow got lost, and it serves her right.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Your cross.
Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Chatham. My name is Emily Accountant. I'll be asking you a few questions. Now, I want to talk about the comments you claimed to have overheard direct and where those people were standing when you overheard these comments. Now, you're standing at the counter at Lucky's, correct?
Yeah, it's where I'm always stationed at.
And Lane Schutze was standing directly in front of you, kind of like I am right now, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And Gabby Wren had gone to the right of the store, over near the pastry section. Isn't that right?
Yeah, to her fresh donuts.
And the comment you claim to have overheard was made to Gabby Wren, not to you, correct?
Not to me, but I still heard it.
And Miss Schutze would have had to turn around in order to make these comments to Miss Wren, correct?
No, she could have said it like you're standing right there.
But she did have to at least turn her body, didn't she?
No, she could have been standing just like you are right now.
And it is your testimony that Lane Schutze was mumbling, correct?
Yeah, but I know what I heard, and she said that Jackie Snow got lost.
So you're claiming to have heard Miss Chatham when she was, Miss Schutze when she was at least slightly turned and mumbling?
She wasn't slightly turned, and she was mumbling, but I still know what I heard, and she said that Jackie Snow got lost.
Okay, Miss Chatham. Now, on direct, you seem familiar with how the workspace lottery pool works, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the workspace employees are always at Lucky's. I know everything that's going on.
But you don't work at Workspace, do you?
No, but I mean, they're always at Lucky's.
And you're not a part of the lottery pool there, are you?
No, I'm not, but I do sell the tickets.
And in fact, your knowledge of how the Workspace lottery pool works comes from what the plaintiff has told you. Isn't that right?
Yeah, what Jackie told me.
And in fact, you and Miss Hutchinson are friends, aren't you?
Yeah, we're friends, but I'm friends with almost all my customers.
But in fact, as your friend, Miss Hutchinson told you that if she won the lottery, she'd share her lottery winnings with you. Isn't that right?
Yeah, she did say that, but hey, it was just small talk. We never made an agreement.
But she did offer to invest in your future business venture, correct?
Yeah, that's right, but it was just small talk. We never made a contract. Plus, I have the money. I won the lottery. Besides, it's not like it's the end of the world as we know it.
But Miss Chatham, you were actually the one who referred Miss Hutchinson to an attorney, weren't you?
Yeah, because I wanted to help her out. I mean, who wouldn't?
Thank you. No further questions.
Any redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right, the defense can call its next witness. I mean, the plaintiff can, excuse me.
Your Honor, the plaintiff calls Samantha Rawlings to the stand. Your Honor, before I begin, may I collect Exhibit 1 from your bench? May I approach? Good evening. Please introduce yourself to the jury.
Samantha Rawlings, retired Master Sergeant with the United States Army. I go by Sonny, and as you can tell, that's because of my sunny disposition. I'm smiling right now, can't you tell?
All right, well, Ms. Rawlings, are you currently employed?
Yes, I currently work as the commander or day shift manager at Workspace.
Well, what exactly is workspace?
Ma'am, this isn't your typical military acronym. Workspace is actually a space to work. It's a facility for self-employed patrons to check off their daily list of tasks and duties.
What other benefits does Workspace provide to these self-employed patrons, Ms. Rawlings?
We meet the needs of all our troops at Workspace by providing uninterrupted power sources, Netgear Extension Series Wi-Fi, and of course, battery acid. That's what us grunts call gourmet coffee. And some of the troops do prefer the sugar water served at Lucky's, but I find that a nice cup of black coffee instills discipline.
So, Ms. Rawlings, what are some of your responsibilities as the day shift manager at Workspace?
As the day shift manager at Workspace, I'm in charge of the personnel and, of course, the logistics. You'll never catch a paper jam in my copier machine.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that I am now showing opposing counsel what has been pre-marked as Exhibit 1. Your Honor, may I approach Ms. Rawlings with the document? Ms. Rawlings, I'm now showing you what has been previously marked as Exhibit 1. Could you please identify it?
Yes, this is the layout of workspace.
Your Honor, this time the plaintiff tenders Exhibit 1 into evidence, and pursuant to Stipulation 9, it is fair and accurate.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit 1 submitted without objection.
Yes, Your Honor, and may Ms. Rawlings step down for demonstrative purposes with Exhibit 1?
Any objections, sir?
No, Your Honor. May I reposition?
All right, Ms. Rawlings, if you could take a step on down here with me, and if you could bring the map with you. Now, Ms. Rawlings, using this map, can you describe some of the different desks and spaces that Workspace offers to its patrons?
Yes, as I told you before, at Workspace we meet the needs of all our troops. We offer a variety of office spaces, cubicles, and desks. Here along the perimeter, we have glass-walled offices, which is where my office is located, so that I can keep an eye on the rest of the facility throughout the workday. Along the right-hand side, we have cubicles. We also offer dedicated desks and day-to-day desks that are accompanied by day-to-day desk lockers.
So, Ms. Rawlings, are you familiar with the defendant in today's case, Lane Schutze?
Yes, Lane Schutze is an architect who rents a cubicle at Workspace. Her cubicle is marked by her initials, LS, Lane Schutze.
And are you also familiar with Miss Jackie Hutchinson?
Yes, Hutchinson was a short-timer at Workspace who typically rented a day-to-day desk. The desk that she was seated at, June 25th to the 29th, is marked by her initials, JH, Jackie Hutchinson.
Well, thank you, Ms. Rawlings. You may resume the stand, and if you could take the map with you. So, Ms. Rawlings, did you organize any special events for the patrons of Workspace?
Reluctantly, I organized a Monday mixer after my mother suggested that I get out more. However, the mixer became a bit of a melee for me, so I secured the water station the entire night to ensure that there were no drips, leaks, or spills.
Ms. Rawlings, did you ever learn of the office lottery pool?
Yes, that's the one good thing that came out of that Monday mixer. I learned of the office lottery pool.
So, did you ever participate in the lottery pool?
Yes, I personally participate on Tuesdays for the Big Bucks game.
To your knowledge, was there also a game on Fridays?
Affirmative. That one is known as the Georgia Mega Pig.
And as a participant in the pool, are you familiar with how someone would make an offer to be entered into the pool?
Yes. Schutze has extended an offer to everyone in the office to participate in the lottery pool. To accept our offer, you simply pay your $10 by chow time, 1,200 hours on Tuesday or Friday, depending on the game you're playing.
So, Ms. Rawlings, since the employee accepts the defendant's offer, is it absolutely necessary that the employee have some sort of receipt or sticky note to confirm their entry into the pool?
No, it's not necessary. And quite frankly, it's Schutze's responsibility to return your sticky note. But once you pay your $10, you're in the pool.
So, Ms. Rawlings, is there any protocol in place for if someone just does not have the funds to accept the defendant's offer on a given Tuesday or Friday?
Yes. At Workspace, we have a no man left behind policy. And if you personally do not have the funds to cover your contribution, you could ask someone to cover for you or to be let in on credit.
Ms. Rawlings, has there been an instance where you were covered for or let in on credit?
Yes. Schutze has covered for me once or twice. I didn't have to send her an encrypted email or even a memo.
Now, Ms. Rawlings, I'd like to direct your attention to Wednesday, June 27th, 2018. How did that day begin for you?
Normally, the day began with my morning survey of the premises to ensure that all the troops were in order.
While you were doing this, did you notice if anything was out of the ordinary?
Yes, I found that several of my troops were engaging in scuttlebutt around the office. The custodians failed to empty the trash, which was a complete dereliction of duty of the custodial contractors.
Ms. Rawlings, did you take any action?
Absolutely. I went on general patrol to determine which trash cans were empty, and of course, which trash cans were not.
While you were doing this, did you happen to walk past the defendant's desk?
Yes, I did. When I passed Schutze's desk, I noticed there was money left under the X-Wing figurine, a fictional fighter craft, that she keeps on her desk.
Ms. Rawlings, did you see any sort of note attached to that money?
Yes. There looked to be a sticky note attached to it, and it appeared to be pink.
So now let's move on to the following Friday, June 29th, 2018, or the day the winning numbers were announced. Did you see Jackie this day?
Yes, I did. I spoke with Hutchinson that morning at the coffee bar. She told me that she contributed to the pool that Wednesday.
Objection, Your Honor. Any statements made by Jackie Hutchinson are hearsay under 801 and therefore inadmissible under Rule 802.
Your response, ma'am?
Well, Your Honor, pursuant to Rule 801 D1B, this is the prior consistent statement of Jackie Hutchinson as she was cross-examined, and this statement was given before any alleged motive or influence to lie, as it was given the morning of June 29th before the winning lottery numbers were even announced, and therefore it is not hearsay.
You have a response to that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense has not entered any witnesses to attack this statement that Jackie Hutchinson contributed on Wednesday. Therefore, it is not a prior consistent statement and is still hearsay under Rule 801.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. If you don't withdraw your objection, then she would be allowed to recall that witness to ask that question. But if you intend to introduce evidence, which I would think you do because that is your position, that she didn't contribute, that would seem to be unnecessary. So do you withdraw your objection, or do you want her to recall this witness after you do introduce such evidence? It might be after you ask questions.
Well, Your Honor, if I may. Your Honor, in high school mock trial, witnesses may not be recalled to the witness stand. Therefore, this is my only opportunity.
So you intend to introduce evidence that would defeat the argument that she contributed the money on the day she said?
No, Your Honor.
You will not introduce what evidence?
I'm sorry, not on the cross-examination of Sonny Rawlings.
So the bottom line point is it the defendant's position that the money was or was not contributed as said by the plaintiff?
The defense's position is that the money was not contributed.
The objection is overruled.
Yes, Your Honor. All right, so, Ms. Rawlings, did you hear Jackie Hutchinson say anything to you at the coffee bar that morning?
Yes, as I was saying, Hutchinson told me that she contributed that Wednesday.
Did you see the defendant this day as well?
Yes, I did. I had lunch with Shooty down in the mess hall, what you would refer to as the food court. Had a hot dog, plain, no ketchup, classic Lay's. A true upgrade from an MRE.
Ms. Rawlings, can you please tell this jury who paid for lunch that day?
Yes, I paid for lunch that day. Shooty claimed she was short on cash.
So did you return to workspace with the defendant?
Yes. I returned to the bunker with Shooty because during lunch she was upset. She said that Hutchinson reported her to the lottery authority. She said vermin like Hutchinson need to be put down.
Did you see the defendant again at any point later that day?
Yes, I did. I noticed Shooty and Wren leaving Lucky's Grab and Go after purchasing the lottery pool tickets.
Well, Ms. Rawlings, could you tell if they were having any sort of conversation?
Yes. The two appeared to be having a private conversation.
Ms. Rawlings, could you hear anything that the defendant said during this private conversation?
Yes. I overheard Shooty tell Wren that they were the only two in the pool, and if this one hit, the split would be much more favorable.
Did Miss Wren have a response?
Yes. I was really excited to continue this reconnaissance work, and I overheard Wren respond by saying that she thought Hutchinson was in the pool, and that she could...
Any statements made by Gabby Wren are also hearsay under Rule 801 and therefore inadmissible under Rule 802.
Your response to that?
Well, Your Honor, pursuant to Rule 801C, we are not offering these statements for the truth of the matter, but rather to show their effect on the listener, which in this case would be the defendant. And Your Honor, since there is no high school mock trial that prohibits an offer of proof or proffering, may I proffer at this point? Your Honor, we proffer that Ms. Rawlings will testify as to how the defendant responded to hearing this evidence, and therefore it is not hearsay.
Your Honor, if I may. Certainly, the plaintiff is trying to prove that based on Gabby Wren's statements, because Jackie Hutchinson was excited, that she had contributed to the pool.
Your Honor, if I may. Your Honor, in these statements, once again proffering, Gabby Wren is stating what she heard Jackie relay to Ms. Rawlings at the coffee bar that morning, which opposing counsel did raise a hearsay objection to earlier in my direct examination, and you did overrule that portion of it.
All right, the objection is overruled, and as further explanation to the previous objection, the fact that it, through opening statement, the veracity of whether or not the contribution was made on Wednesday was made would also justify that question, if you follow me. All right, so objection is overruled.
Yes, Your Honor. So again, Ms. Rawlings, did you hear Ms. Wren say anything?
Yes. Wren said that Hutchinson was so excited about this one that she almost can't sleep.
Ms. Rawlings, did Ms. Wren mentioned that she heard Ms. Hutchinson tell you this at the coffee bar that morning.
Yes, that's what you told me Hutchinson said.
So did the defendant have any response to hearing what Ms. Wren said?
Yes. She said, don't worry about it. I guess she got tired of putting up with my bad luck. If this one hits, it's much more for me and you.